Hey, what's up guys? It's Cody from Vici Fitness, and today I'm going to talk about a common mistake people make in their training program. Just common comments that you hear that aren't right. And today we're going to really teach you how to set up a program, how your muscles grow, and why chasing soreness and muscle damage isn't always the best. I understand why you think that way because you see stupid posts like this or this, why you always think soreness, oh, if I'm not sore, did I not get a good workout? Did I not go hard enough? Did I not do it right? Or if you are super sore, you're like, yes, I got after it. I'm gaining all this muscle. I worked really hard. I did it the right way. It's not always the best way to think, and it's actually probably hurting your results. So Kayla, our awesome assistant, she set up a whiteboard because I draw like a 6-year-old. I had the worst handwriting ever. And I'm going to take you to how to set up a program, why your muscles grow, what you should do in the gym to keep progressing, and everything you should know. So sit back, you're gonna learn a lot today. This one's a good one. All right guys, check out our muscle board. Didn't Kayla do an awesome job? It looks awesome. To answer the question right away, we're gonna dive right into it. Does muscle soreness or muscle damage equal muscle growth? And the answer is not all the time. So going right into it, research shows that the #1 factor for muscle growth is total training volume. How do you figure total training volume? I know you're going to ask that question. You take your weight times sets times reps, and that equals your total training volume. For example, we're going to talk about a bench press today, but this can be taken for any exercise. If you do 225 on the bench press for 10 reps for 3 sets, that's going to equal 6,750 pounds of total training volume. You can achieve the same total training volume if you do 270 for only 5 reps at 5 sets. Research shows that you're going to have nearly the same amount of muscle hypertrophy or muscle growth in either or. Where they're going to differ is with the 3 sets of 10, you're going to have a better adaptation to endurance. You can lift weight longer. With the 5 sets of 5, you're going to have a better adaptation to strength. You're going to be closer to your 1 rep max. You're going to get stronger. Now, in a lot of men's health and like fitness magazines, they'll tell you, this is how you train for hypertrophy, or this is how you train for strength. There really is no magical set or rep scheme for gaining muscle. It's adding in that total training volume over time. But just some general guidelines for muscle growth. Train in like the 6 to 12 rep range. And if your goal is muscle growth, you'd probably want to spend about 70% of your training in that 6 to 12 rep range, just because it's much easier to achieve high training volume with more reps. For strength, train in that 1 to 6 rep range. Now, muscle size and strength are all tied together. So someone who's training for muscle growth, you still want to train in that 1 to 6 rep range just about around like 30% of the time. Because if you get stronger, it's going to be much easier to get more training volume in when you're training in that 6 to 12 rep range. We'll go into that later on. Now, where a lot of people make a big mistake in their training program, and it drives me nuts, is they don't take proper rest. They don't give their body time to recover. Let's just say we're going to keep talking about the bench press. You do 225 for 10 reps and 3 sets. You're going to get that training volume in, and you're only going to take a 2-minute rest. It's going to feel like you're killing yourself. You're going to be tired. You're not going to give your body time to recover. Those reps, you're probably going to grind them out. Now, let's just say you take the time that you should take. We're going to take a 5 to 10 minute rest, but since we took that extra time of rest, we're going to be able to do 245 for 10 reps at 3 sets. You're not going to feel as bad because you took the proper rest. You're going to get more training volume in because you were able to go heavier. Your form's actually going to be better too, so it's probably going to put you at less chance for risk of injury. And this is going to yield that better result because you get that more training volume in. I know it's going to feel like you're lazy at first to take that 5 to 10 minutes rest. Talk to your friends, get a drink of water, play on your cell phone. You'll be glad you did it because your results are going to be that much better because you did that more training volume. Another thing where people really mistake in writing their program or how they set up their training program. We call them bro splits at Vici. Most people, they'll do like a bicep day or a leg day. Today, for example, we're just going to talk about biceps. Let's just say you're on your Monday's your bicep day. So on Monday, you do dumbbell curls for 30 pounds at 3 sets of 10. And then you're going to go to your next bicep exercise. You're going to do hammer curls for 25 pounds at 3 sets of 10. Now, maybe you would have been able to do 30 pounds, but you're tired from that first exercise. And then after that one, you're going to go to the cable curl machine, and you're going to do 20 for 3 sets of 10 because you're tired from those previously 2 exercises. Now, if you set up your program right, Monday, you would do the dumbbell curl. It's going to be the same weight because you weren't tired yet on, your bicep day. You're going to go 30 pounds for 3 sets of 10. Then you're going to wait till Wednesday to do that hammer curl. You're going to recover from that day, and you're going to do 30 pounds at 3 sets of 10, whereas if you did the bicep day, you would have done 25 pounds. So you got less training volume, or you got more training volume this day because you're not as tired. And then Friday, you're going to go do the cable rows, and you can still get 30 pounds because you're recovered because you took days off in between and you had time, compared to the 20 pounds. This is bicep day. It's going to create a lot of muscle damage, and you're going to be real sore from this, but you're going to yield a better result if you split up your training appropriately because you're going to get more training volume in. That's where a lot of people make mistakes. So how do our muscles grow? Progressive overload is how they grow. There's a lot of ways you can achieve progressive overload. We're going to go back to our 5 sets of 5. You can add a set. So if I do 270 pounds on the bench press for 5 sets of 5 the week before, the next week I can go 5 sets of 6, and automatically I add more training volume in. I got 8,100 compared to 6,750. Or I can add reps. Instead of doing 5 reps of 5, I can do 6 reps of 5, and I'm going to get more training volume in. Or you can add weight. Instead of doing 270 pounds, I can do 275 pounds, and I'm going to get more training volume. Also, I can add in frequency to the exercise. If I start off bench pressing 1 time a week, I can bench press 2 times a week, and I'll automatically add in more training volume. But you always want to think, you want to add in training volume appropriately. If you add in too much too fast, you could get hurt. Don't jump from benching like 1 time a week to 7 times a week. What you want to do is you want to use the least amount of training volume where you're still progressing. So bench 1 time a week until you stop progressing, then add in a second day. And then do bench twice a week until you're not progressing, then add in a third. If you add in 1 to 7 real quick, there's a great chance for injury. And if you don't get hurt, if you adapt to 7 days, you have no more days to add in. Hopefully you guys got a good idea how to set up your programming now. This is how all of our members train at Vici. This is how I train. This is how Ian trains. Ian broke 2 Illinois State records from setting up his training appropriately like this. It's kind of not the norm, but it's what's best. It's going to work for you. It's going to get you the best results. But yeah, hopefully you guys learned something. Thanks for taking the time. If you guys got any other questions, we're on all the social media outlets, Snapchat, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Again, Kayla did an awesome job making this. Hopefully you guys stayed with me. I know it's a lot at you at once, but have an awesome day, and hopefully you set up your programming appropriately and get some gains. Take it easy, guys.